Have you ever been sitting on your couch, doing absolutely nothing, and suddenly you feel off? One, you're not necessarily sad. You're not angry. You just feel empty, heavy, or completely tense. You grab your phone to scroll, but it doesn't help. You put on your favorite music, but it doesn't click. You might even put on a motivational video, but nothing changes. You're left sitting there thinking, why can't I just feel okay? Why is my mind trying to be peaceful, but my chest feels like it's collapsing? Let's look at our friend Bob. Bob is a simple stick man. Right now, Bob is trying to watch a peaceful cooking show. Mentally, Bob is telling himself, I'm fine. Today is a good day. But Bob's body is singing a completely different tune. His heart is racing. His jaw is tightly clenched. His stomach is tied in a knot, and his shoulders are practically touching his ears. Why is Bob's body panicking when his mind is just watching a souffle rise? Here's a shocking truth. Your brain does not just create emotions from thin air. It constantly listens to your body to decide exactly how you should feel. And right now, Bob's body is sending a massive, silent alarm to his brain. His mind is trying desperately to forget his stressful day. But his physical self is keeping the receipt. Your brain is wired for quick survival, not permanent happiness. It is designed to react to physical cues faster than it does to your logical thoughts. That means if your body is carrying tension, tightness, or old stress, your brain will automatically conclude that you are in danger, no matter how many positive thoughts you try to force into your head. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating, science-backed reason why your body remembers what your mind tries to forget, why loss and grief physically nest inside your muscles, and how you can flip the biological switches to finally let it go. We like to think of our minds as the undisputed boss of our existence. We believe that if we logically think our way through a problem, it's solved. When we go through a tough breakup, a stressful period at work, or a painful loss, our mind says, okay, that's in the past now. I've processed it. I'm moving on. But there's a massive catch. Your mind speaks in language, logic, and timelines. Your body doesn't speak English. It doesn't care about calendars, and it certainly doesn't care about your logical excuses. Your body speaks in somatic sensations, heart rate, muscle tension, breath depth, and gut reactions. When you experience a difficult event, your mind works like an expert cleaning service. It sweeps the pain under the rug, puts on a brave face, and tells everyone, I'm fine. In fact, so many of us have mastered the art of appearing completely functional to the outside world, while internally struggling with a storm of complex, unresolved emotions. But where does that swept-away pain actually go? It doesn't disappear. It gets stored. Think about what happens when you get bad news. Your throat instantly tightens to swallow back tears. Your shoulders hunch forward to protect your vital organs. Your jaw clenches to keep you from screaming. If you don't allow those physical reactions to complete, if you just swallow the tears, keep a straight face, and force yourself to keep pushing forward, that physical energy gets locked directly into your tissues. Your mind might successfully suppress the memory, but your body literally acts as a recording studio for your life's hardest moments. It bottles up that survival energy. Over time, trying to force your body to stay quiet while it's holding on to all that stress leads to deep physical exhaustion. Sometimes, what we mistake for simple laziness or procrastination is actually our body suffering from emotional exhaustion wearing a hoodie. You're not lazy. Your physical system is simply carrying too many unspoken heavy bags. To understand why this happens, we have to look under Bob's stick skin and check out his autonomic nervous system. Think of your nervous system as a car with two primary pedals. First, you have the gas pedal, the sympathetic nervous system. This is your fight or flight mode. When Bob senses a threat, whether the physical predator, a harsh email from his boss, or a sudden painful memory, his body slams on the gas pedal. His heart rate spikes, cortisol and adrenaline flood his bloodstream. His digestion shuts down, and his muscles prime for battle. Second, you have the brake pedal, the parasympathetic nervous system. This is your rest and digest mode. When the threat is gone, the brake pedal is supposed to slow everything down, lowering your heart rate, restoring deep breathing, and allowing your body to repair itself. Here is where the connection breaks down. In the wild, if an animal escapes a predator, it will physically shake its entire body for several minutes. That shaking is a biological mechanism to discharge the massive rush of survival energy and signal to the brain that the danger has passed. But when Bob gets stressed, he doesn't shake it off. He sits at his desk, drinks another cup of coffee, and stares at a screen. He suppresses the physical reaction. Because Bob is a polite human, he keeps his body perfectly still while his internal chemistry is screaming at a level 10. Because that survival energy is never physically discharged, Bob's gas pedal gets stuck. His body remains in a state of chronic, low-grade hyperarousal. He is physically living in a state of high alert even when he is completely safe. This is what experts call traumatic intelligence, a state where the body has become so hyper-aware of danger from past struggles that it refuses to turn the alarm system off, even when the mind knows everything is okay. Now let's talk about loss. Why does grief heartbreak, or the ending of a chapter, stay in your body even after your mind has accepted the reality? When we lose someone or something deeply important to us, our mind is capable of understanding the concept of gone. We know they aren't coming back. We accept the new reality. But our nervous system is a social organ. It is wired for what biologists call co-regulation, the physical process of our nervous system settling down by being around familiar, safe physical presence of those we love. When that connection is suddenly cut, your nervous system experiences a massive physical shock. It doesn't just miss the person logically. It physically searches for their safe presence to balance itself. When that co-regulation partner is gone, your body's alarm system goes off. Because you cannot co-regulate, your body stays in a constant state of hypervigilant defense. This manifests as a physical weight. You feel an actual ache in your chest, often called a broken heart, which is caused by the vagus nerve sending distress signals directly to your heart and stomach. Your limbs feel incredibly heavy, almost like you're walking through deep mud. You feel an overwhelming urge to isolate yourself and hide away from the world. This isolation isn't just a mental choice. It's a protective somatic freeze state. Your body is trying to conserve energy because it feels physically unsafe and emotionally bankrupt. If you try to ignore this physical weight, force yourself to just get over it, and jump right back into a busy routine, without letting your body mourn, you create a split. Your mind is marching forward into the future, but your nervous system is still stuck in the past, physically searching for the safety it lost. This brings us to what we can call the broken alarm syndrome. Because your body has kept the physical memory of past stress or loss, it becomes highly sensitive to anything that even slightly resembles that past pain. Let's say Bob experienced a highly volatile household growing up where sudden loud noises meant trouble. Decades later, Bob is sitting in a modern, quiet office. Suddenly, a co-worker accidentally drops a heavy book on the floor. Mentally, Bob's adult brain knows exactly what happened. It's just a book. No big deal. But Bob's body doesn't consult his logical brain first. His heart instantly leaps into his throat. His breath becomes shallow, and a wave of heat rushes through his chest. For the next hour, Bob feels incredibly agitated, irritable, and anxious. His mind is frustrated, asking, "Why am I overreacting to a dropped book? I'm so stupid." But Bob isn't stupid. His body is simply reacting to an old physical alarm. To Bob's nervous system, that loud bang wasn't a book. It was a biological time machine that instantly transported him back to his childhood survival state. Your nervous system cannot distinguish between a memory of a past threat and a minor trigger in the present. When an old wound is touched, your body relives the entire experience in real time, flooding your system with the exact same stress chemicals it used years ago. This is why you can't just think your way out of anxiety or trauma. You cannot use logic to argue with a physical alarm system that has already decided you are in danger. To turn off the alarm, you have to talk to the body in its own language. So, how do we fix this? How does Bob tell his hypervigilant body that the war is over, that he is safe, and that it is finally okay to let go of the tension? If your brain listens to your body to decide how to feel, then to change your mind, you must change your body signal first. Instead of waiting to feel happy or calm before you relax your body, you must actively relax your body to signal safety to your brain. Here are 3 simple science-backed somatic switches you can flip in under a minute to start resetting your nervous system today. #### switch number 1. The face feedback switch, 1215. Right now, Do this simple exercise with me. Wherever you are, take a second to gently raise your eyebrows. Now, completely relax your jaw, letting your teeth part slightly. Finally, let the corners of your mouth lift just a tiny bit. Not a fake, massive smile, just a very soft, relaxed expression. Hold this physical posture for exactly 15 seconds. Here's the biology of what is happening. Your brain is constantly scanning your facial muscles. A clenched jaw and furrowed brow tell your brain you are fighting a threat. But when you raise your eyebrows, release your jaw, and soften your expression, your brain receives a powerful physical signal that says, "We are safe." The moment your brain receives that safe signal, it immediately begins reducing stress chemicals and releasing feel-good hormones to match your physical posture. You didn't think your way into calm. You physically signaled it. #### switch number 2. The name it to tame it, reset 1250. What if your mind is racing, replaying past losses, or jumping into future anxieties? 3. This is when you use emotional labeling. Instead of fighting the thoughts, pause, take a deep breath, and state exactly what you are physically experiencing. Say to yourself, silently or out loud, "I am feeling a massive wave of anxiety right now," or "I am feeling deep, heavy sadness in my chest." Do not try to analyze why you feel this way, and do not try to fix it. Just label the raw sensation. The very moment you name the emotion, your brain shifts control from the highly reactive, emotional survival centers directly to your logical cortex. It's like stepping out a raging rainstorm and watching the storm safely from inside a house. You are no longer trapped in the spiral. You are simply observing it. #### switch number 3. The micro-win dopamine hit 1325. When your body is stuck in a heavy, frozen state of grief or exhaustion, the hardest part is simply starting. Your brain is waiting for motivation before it lets you move. But biology works in reverse. Action must always precede emotion. To break a somatic freeze, pick one incredibly tiny physical action that takes less than 15 seconds. Straighten your posture. Take one single slow breath. Drink a sip of water, or put one dirty dish in the sink. Do it right now. The moment you complete that micro-action, your brain registers progress. And to your brain, progress equals a small splash of dopamine. This tiny chemical hit instantly cuts through the physical heavy freeze, lowering your stress hormones and building the physical momentum you need to take the next step. At the end of the day, true healing and emotional resilience are not about forcing yourself to think positive thoughts 24/7. Mental toughness isn't about ignoring your pain, making excuses, or pretending everything is perfect. It is about taking radical responsibility for your physical state, learning to regulate your emotional responses under pressure, and showing deep empathy to your body when it reacts to past wounds. If you're feeling heavy, tired, or anxious today, stop fighting your mind. Take a deep breath, count to 5, and listen to what your body is trying to tell you. Soften your face. Label the heavy feeling in your chest. Take one tiny, physical step forward. Your body kept the memory of the storm to protect you from getting wet again. But now, you can gently let it know that the storm has passed, the sun is out, and it is finally safe to lay down the heavy bags. Take care of your body, listen to its story, and let mind and body walk forward together in peace. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better today, share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe for more animated psychology guides, and we'll see you in the next story. Stay strong, keep breathing, and take care of yourself.